You're listening to Bark and Wag's 15-Minute Vet Talk. Each week, your host, Patti interviews veterinarians and individuals in the pet industry from across the nation answering pet questions. Bark and Wag podcast is produced weekly for your enjoyment, and show notes can be found at barkandwag.com under the podcast tab. That's BARKNWAG.com. Please remember to subscribe to Bark and Wag 15-Minute Vet Talk.
Thank you for listening to Bark and Wag 15-Minute Vet Talk. Bark and Wag is dedicated to protecting our dogs through advocacy, education, and supporting like-minded dog lovers by selling custom pet products. Bark and Wag is excited to announce our new partnership with a Colorado hemp farm to produce a line of CBD products for your pets. Bark and Wag has CBD pet tincture available in 300, 750, 1200, and 2400 milligrams. Bark and Wag CBD is pet safe, no THC, it's made in the USA, and is CO2 extracted. Please check out Bark and Wag's website, barkandwag.com. That is BARK, to see our line of CBD and awesome merchandise. We love pooch ideas for podcasts and merchandise, so anytime send an email to Polly at barkandwag.com with your suggestions.
Welcome to Bark and Wag 15-Minute Vet Talk. I'm your host, Patti. Today we're talking to Patti, Certified Canine Massage Therapist with Pawsitive Healing Touch. Welcome, Patti. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you today?
Well, thank you for being on the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
So tell us, what is, as our pets start to age, or if they've had an injury, what is a Certified Canine Massage Therapist?
Well, I actually started massage way back when I was working in rehab, so probably just about 14 years ago. And I started when I brought my older dog in, who was starting to get stiff and sore and didn't really know a lot about it, but I learned so much and just learned the benefits of stretching and massaging and just getting those joints moving. So I decided I wanted to just focus on massage, just like people, as people get sore, the dogs do as well too, and they need to improve their muscle tone and circulation and just work on those healing tired and sore muscles.
And so what type of training did you have to go through?
Well, massage is actually under the umbrella of rehab, so I did that, but I love massage so much, so I went out and got certified in massage as well, because I wanted to just learn different techniques. So when I do a massage, I incorporate a lot of stretching, which I learned from the rehab side, with sports medicine massage, which really gets in there and works on those tissues. And I just incorporate it all because I feel like, one thing doesn't work for one animal. For another animal, you just have to see what works best for them. When I started doing just the sports massage on my dog who has elbow dysplasia, she didn't really love it because you're getting in there and, you're working on those spots that really need to have those muscles, more like a deep tissue massage. And so I have to see what works best for each individual dog.
And do you just work on dogs, or do you work on other animals?
So far, just dogs. I think some cats maybe would like that, but it really would be finding that specific cat that would allow that.
And so what type of dogs have you worked on? Like what type of injuries or surgeries? Just so our clients and listeners can, understand how a massage therapist could help their animal.
Well, I've worked on dogs after they've had TPLOs, just to get that blood circulating, which is a repair that they have after they have torn, kind of like a cruciate repair in a human. And I've worked on geriatric dogs, which are my favorite. The older dogs, they play so hard and work all their lives. And then when they start to slow down, they lose a lot of that mobility and flexibility. So I just love to help them get that back. And I feel like you see more improvements with the senior dogs right off the bat from the start. I'll have owners telling me that they felt like they were jumping into the car again or wanting to play more. And so those are my favorite. I love the geriatrics. I believe that any dog can improve with the massage, but I love the geriatric dogs.
Yeah, they are cute. I love the little whiskers. Yes. And do you go to people's houses or how does it work?
Well, right now I am doing massages out of a place in Littleton. It's actually in the Colorado Pet Alliance building. But I just started going to people's houses because a lot of dogs aren't able to get out and travel. Maybe they're too sore or they just have some anxiety as they've gotten older and they just don't love that as much. They don't like going to a new place. So it really is dog specific. I will go to somebody's house if need be.
And if listeners are interested in finding a certified canine massage therapist, how do they search in their area?
Well, I would search for someone who is certified, definitely, because you want somebody who knows the anatomy and, isn't going to hurt your dog. But also, you want somebody who's passionate about what they do. I think the reason that I still do this is because I love building that bond with these dogs and seeing them feel better. The power of touch is a wonderful and beautiful thing.
How long is an appointment?
Usually 45 minutes to an hour. It can take a few minutes because a dog's not just going to go in there and lay on a bed, like a human would. Well, some dogs may do that, but most of the dogs, they're a little nervous when they first come in. They don't know what to expect. And it can take a couple minutes, of them circling, going on and off the bed. But, once you start massaging those shoulders, generally that's it. And they kind of melt into the bed.
Yeah.
And sometimes it can take 1 to 2 sessions, to get them comfortable. And if they enjoy being petted, they usually will enjoy a good massage.
Yeah, I think every dog loves to be pet. When you have, for example, your geriatric dogs, do you do it once a week or is it once a month? Or, how often do listeners take their dogs?
For a geriatric dog, I would recommend at least twice a month.
Okay.
Yeah, I think twice
And then
a
if
month.
a dog's had surgery, it's just...
it would depend on the dog again, but a lot of our dogs that do come in for rehab, they're coming in once a week, and I always incorporate massage into their rehab treatment as well, too.
Great. And if people are in the Colorado area, how do they get a hold of you?
You can reach me by going to my website, PawsitiveHealingTouch.com, my Instagram or email at PawsitiveHealingTouch@gmail.com. And I also do the massages out of Littleton, Colorado, in that Colorado Pet Alliance building. And if they need me to, I'd be happy to come to their home as well.
Great. Well, thanks for being on the podcast, and we look forward to having you back.
Oh, thank you so much. You have a great afternoon.
Thank you for listening to Bark and Wag's 15-Minute Vet Talk. If you like what you just heard, we hope you'll pass along our web address, www.barkandwag.com, to your friends and other pet owners. Have a pressing question for a veterinarian? Ask your question at barkandwag.com under the podcast tab. This has been a KFR production. Join us next time for another edition of Bark and Wag's 15-Minute Vet Talk.